This is your sister from another mother, and welcome to Sister Soap Recap. If you love Beyond the Gates, you are in the right place. We created a special weekly segment called Appreciation or Character Accountability just for you. Okay, it used to be called Character Assassination, but YouTube won't like that. So each week, we put a character under the microscope and decide whether they deserve appreciation or whether they need to be held accountable for their actions. So hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. Grab your favorite drink and let's spill this tea together. If you missed last week's deep dive on Kat Richardson, it's a must watch. The link is in the show notes below. This week, we're featuring Tomas Navarro because of the huge week he had on Beyond the Gates last week. So let's get into it, fam. But stay until the end to find out whether Tomas earns character appreciation or lands in a character accountability category. Tomas is in his late 20s and is of Puerto Rican descent. He served in the U.S. Navy to help fund his education, and later he earned a degree through hard work and determination. He mentioned sending money home to Puerto Rico every month to help support his family while trying to maintain his own lifestyle. Tomas was raised with a traditional mindset. He believes a man should be the provider of his family. He has a strained relationship with his emotionally distant father, who often belittled him. Tomas shared some of those painful experiences with Eva, and it became one of the things that bonded them. Tomas has a deep appreciation for his mother and his grandmother and their expertise in Puerto Rican cooking. His mother appears to be pressuring him to start a family because by the time she was his age, she had already given birth to him. Tomas also volunteers with Big Brothers and Big Sisters program, where he mentors a young boy named Ramon. While in law school, Tomas set his sights on joining Bill Hamilton's law firm. His hard work paid off when he was hired by the firm. Bill Hamilton saw a lot of himself in Tomas, and he became his mentor. On several occasions, Bill encouraged him to get married and maintain a drama-free relationship if he wanted to become partner one day. Tomas is known for his professional demeanor, legal skills, and his determination to advance his career. Tomas enjoys reading Carl Levante novels, staying fit, hiking, and dancing salsa. And now this brings us to how he met Kat Richardson. Tomas met Kat at Bill and Haley's wedding reception. He already knew exactly who she was. He knew her name, he knew her wealth, he knew about her influence, her family's influence in Fairmount Crest. Kat represented access to the world Tomas wanted to be a part of. He wanted to meet the right people. He wanted the right doors open. And he wanted to secure his future. When Kat's cousin, Naomi, brought a lawsuit against her father's firm, Tomas appeared far more concerned about protecting the law firm and his career than supporting the women that was involved. That situation revealed a side of Tomas many fans didn't like. But now let's get to the really messy part. Let's talk about Eva. We know Eva came into Tomas's life with an agenda. What Tomas didn't know was that Eva already knew exactly who he was. She knew he was Kat's boyfriend, and she worked hard. I mean, very hard to get close to him. To give Eva credit, she paid attention to Tomas. She listened to him. She learned what mattered to him. She positioned herself as someone who understood him better than Kat, someone he was more compatible with, better than Kat. Eventually, Tomas slept with Eva. Afterwards, he rejected her. But that raised a very important question. Did he reject Eva because he truly loved Kat? Or did he reject Eva because Kat was the safer choice for his career future? Family. Here's my biggest problem with Tomas. He knew Eva and Kat were sisters. He knew Eva had arrived in town carrying years of resentment. Yet he continued meeting with Eva, even when Kat made it very clear she was uncomfortable with it. He discussed his personal life with Eva, not Kat. He discussed his relationship with Kat, with Eva, and worst of all, he shared private information about Kat. Fam, this man actually told Eva that Kat was a virgin. Who does that? That was deeply personal information that had no business being shared. Not with Eva, not with no one. He also discussed Kat's personality and frustrations with Eva, giving Eva information she later used against Kat. Without even realizing it, Tomas was handing Eva the blueprint to damage his own relationship. And somehow, he almost always took Eva's side. He viewed Eva as the wounded underdog while seeing Kat as the privileged bully. He rarely tried to understand Kat's perspective. Instead, he constantly defended Eva. Family, if you need more proof this man does not love Kat Richardson, let's look at the tornado episode. The fans noticed immediately. And I know you guys were screaming about it on social media. Look at the contrast between Isaiah and Tomas. When the tornado hit, Isaiah was frantic, risking his life, terrified out of his mind trying to find Eva. Tomas, we saw him in one scene looking for Kat. One, just one scene. Then he just stood around the room like he had basically checked off his daily to-do list. And he went on about his business. There was no passion, no desperation, no, I can't live without this woman energy. It was completely mechanical, which brings us to the absolute disaster of the past week. When Kat's cousin, Chelsea, got engaged, she did what any girlfriend would do. She asked to move in with Tomas. And what did he do? He coldly rejected her. He claimed she was only doing it for the wrong reasons, because of Chelsea. He wouldn't let her move in, completely forcing her to move in to her grandparents' house. They absolutely had no real conversation about their future, no resolution. He just shut her out, cut her off. Just another door closed. Then Kat experienced a serious medical ordeal. After giving a piece of her liver to Eva, she was vulnerable, she was recovering, and suddenly Thomas decided it was time to propose. Instead of discussing marriage privately, he proposed in front of her entire family on the very day she returned home from the hospital. To me, it felt less like romance and more like pressure. But Kat didn't respond with joy. She looked uncomfortable. She was overwhelmed. She looked trapped. And when she said no, everything changed. But what did Tomas do next? Of course, he went straight back to Eva. But Eva let him have it. And I quote, I am finally in a relationship, a real relationship, with a man who puts me first. Thomas tried to hit her with a butt, and Eva said, but nothing. Look, I am sorry that Kat turned down your proposal, but if you came over here thinking you're gonna circle the bug, then you got it twisted. Hell, even if I wasn't so deliriously happy with Isaiah, which I am, Kat just saved my damn life. You think I will repay her by sleeping with you again? Boy, bye. Of course, Eva couldn't help but throw a bit of shade at Kat by calling Kat her bougie half sister earlier and by telling Tomas that she can't imagine what it felt like, him being turned down in front of his girlfriend's entire family. Ooh, ouch. Eva said, that must have hurt your heart and your pride. Okay, Eva? Also, Eva was so happy to call Isaiah her boo thing and give him a kiss in front of Tomas while he was just sitting there looking stupid. Okay, my opinion is simple. I believe Tomas was drawn to Kat because of what she could do for him socially and professionally. I also think he is a bit arrogant. What man gets involved with two sisters who are competing with each other and dealing with family drama? If he truly loved Kat, he should have created distance between himself and Eva. I'm not saying be rude, but he didn't have to make her his confidant and friend. And if he couldn't help bring these sisters together, he certainly shouldn't have helped drive them further apart. Kat's family has finally started to see the real Tomas. Because earlier on, they gave her the worst advice when it came down to this man. Now, several members have openly questioned whether he is the right man for Kat. I personally believe Kat will eventually move on. Kat only stayed in this relationship because she didn't want to lose him to Eva. Kat stayed in a relationship that often left her emotionally, intellectually, and physically unfulfilled. Tomas were conversations he never seemed to have with the woman he claimed to love. There are so many different layers to Kat that he never took the time to understand or appreciate. That's why maybe it was so easy for Tomas and Eva to sit around criticizing Kat all the time. I noticed something else. He frequently defended Eva to Kat, but rarely defended Kat when speaking to Eva or Kat. That says a lot. Judging from the social media comments, Tomas has become one of the least popular characters on the show. Many fans believe the character shows very little emotion and that Kat deserves a much stronger scene partner. Personally, Tomas is my least favorite character on the canvas right now, and the fans may have gotten their wish. The role has reportedly been reduced from contract status to reoccurring status, which means we will be seeing a lot less of him on our screen. Tomas thought he was playing chess, but really he was playing checkers. And he may have outsmarted his own self. For all these reasons, I am placing Tomas Navarro in the character accountability category this week. What do you think, family? Am I being too hard on him? Or are you as frustrated with him as I am? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Let me know who you want me to cover next week. Should it be Bill? Should it be Haley or Randy? Thank you for watching. Until next time, peace out, family.